Hello everyone. In this module, today we are going to see some specific integrals as a topic I have written there. These integrals actually are used as formulae and identities, and like previously we have seen different patterns of integration. Other than those patterns, these group of identities are very helpful whenever you are given functions in rational form with quadratic polynomial in denominator. Mainly in those cases we will find the application of these all formulae. So first of all I will introduce here the derivation of these formulae, so that whenever such a question comes, then maybe by confusion, if these are not learned well, then you can apply these methods to solve it. Let's see. First of them is integration of 1 upon x square minus a square dx. As I said, here we will find such functions in a rational form, and in denominator we are having a quadratic polynomial. Here I have taken two-term expression x square minus a square is a polynomial, where one term will be of x square, other is a constant. Now it's written a square means always this will not be given as a square. A constant is given which may be written square of any real number. Okay. Now, how to derive this formula? Its integration. We will solve it as 1 upon x square minus a square can be split up by the identity a plus b, a minus b, as x plus a, x minus a. And now, if I see the difference of x plus a and x minus a, I will find this to be x to x cancelled out equal to 2a. I find the difference of these two is 2a. So we utilize this to write as 1 upon 2a into 2a upon x plus a, x minus a in denominator. There is a method known as partial fraction of integration, which we will see after the substitution method. So this method which I am applying here is a partial fraction only. Okay. Now what have I done? I have multiplied in numerator and denominator both by 2a. This 2a I have written separately of denominator. Now the 2a which we have obtained, this constant which we have obtained in numerator, can be substituted by this difference. So here we have 1 upon 2a as it is, and this can be written as x plus a minus x minus a upon x plus a into x minus a. Now being a monomial, the denominator is a monomial, can be written separately with each term. So yes, we get 1 upon 2a into, in first one we have x plus a upon the product in denominator minus x minus a and the same product in denominator. Now you see what is the change. Numerator to this factor cancelled out, here x minus a cancels other x minus a, and finally we have 1 upon 2a into 1 upon x minus a minus 1 upon x plus a. Now you can see we have converted this rational expression as the difference of two terms, each is integrable directly. Each is integrable directly. So that's why what we will do, the given integral will be written as it is 1 upon x square minus a square dx. This will be written as 1 upon 2a. In place of this we are writing 1 upon x minus a minus 1 upon x plus a dx. If each is integrated, we will find 1 upon 2a as log of mod x minus a minus log of mod x plus a plus c. Now applying the properties of log, we can write this as 1 upon 2a log mod x minus a upon x plus a plus c. So this way we have derived the formula for this pattern of function, integration of 1 upon x square minus a square. Now we will see the next one, its derivation. Now the second one is again a rational form, quadratic polynomial, obviously given in denominator, but there is a change. Previously it was x square minus a square, it is a square minus x square. What we can do? Let's see. Here, to derive this one, the same method we are going to use known as partial fraction. 1 upon a square minus x square, this can be written and split up the denominator as a plus x, a minus x. Further, if I want to split up, I see a plus x plus a minus x, their sum will cancel out x, only 2a is left. So yes, this time sum of these two factors is 2a, so multiply and divide by 2a here, and this 2a of numerator once again will be replaced by that sum, writing 1 upon 2a, and this as a plus x plus a minus x. Now, here this monomial can be separated in each term. We get a plus x upon a plus x, a minus x plus a minus x upon a plus x, a minus x. Cancellation of the like terms. Now we have this in the two-term form as 1 upon a minus x plus 1 upon a plus x. Now, this given integral can be replaced by the same. If I write this as 1 upon 2a out, and here the sum of 1 upon a minus x and 1 upon a plus x, both are directly integrable. But be careful, here this minus x in the first term is given after the difference, after the subtraction. So there will be a change, I will say. This will be 1 upon 2a as it is. When we find it's a direct integration, obviously as this is linear polynomial, 1 upon linear polynomial is given. So its integration will be log of a minus x with a mod, you can say. But every time I say that the coefficient of x in the case of linear polynomial, when you do directly, or you can apply substitution also. Now the coefficient of x will be given in denominator. Here the coefficient of x is minus 1. So be careful. Here we will get minus and plus log of mod a plus x. Here doesn't matter as coefficient of x is plus 1. So this way we have completed. And now we have 1 upon 2 using properties of log. This is a positive, this is a difference. So we can write log of a plus x upon a minus x plus c. This way we have derived the formula for this pattern of integration. It is opposite to the previous one. In previous case, when it was x square minus a square, so difference term was in numerator and addition term was in denominator. Here it's reverse order. Here x square has been given as the second term. So difference is coming in the denominator and addition is coming in numerator. By the way, this was derivation conventional method. I will suggest you one more thing. Suppose I will take some other method. The same thing we are going to get. You are given 1 upon a square minus x square dx. If I take minus sign common, so I will have 1 upon x square minus a square dx. You can see this integral is similar to the previous case. So we can write direct answer here. What? minus 1 upon 2a log of x minus a upon x plus a plus c. Now if I take this minus sign with log, by the properties of log, the fraction in the mod will be reversed, that will be written in inverted form. So we will have x plus a upon x minus a mod plus c. Also, now okay, everything is okay. If x plus a plus x both are same, this is a minus x, this is x minus a. Now let me check, as we are taking mod, so it doesn't matter if I am writing this as x minus a or a minus x. Okay, because of mod the sign will be adjusted. So I hope you have got it. This was just an option. Suppose you don't understand the method, you can pick this one with the help of previous we can do. Okay, we will switch to the next pattern, the third one. Let's see. Third one, as you can see, is given as the addition of a square and x square. No difference. Here we will not use partial because these cannot be factorized now. Okay, a square plus x square, two terms are given. So we will use inverse trigonometric substitution method. What is that? Whenever such a pattern is given in inverse trigonometry, we substitute x by a tan theta or a cot theta. We will utilize that one. We will take substitution that x equal to a tan theta. If I do so, then differentiating we get dx as a sec square theta d theta. I can be written as 1 upon a square plus x value is a tan theta, so we get a square tan square theta and a sec square theta d theta in place of dx we have written. Now what are the changes? We find a square is common. Inside 1 plus tan square theta into a sec square theta d theta. Now sec square theta and 1 plus tan square theta by the Pythagorean identity they are equal. Can be cancelled out. A to this power cancel out, you are left with the 1 upon a. Only thing you are left with, the function is 1 d theta. So here of 1, the integration we have to write as theta plus c. This theta this was not the main variable. So we will obtain the value from here. The value from this equation of theta is tan inverse x upon a. We write here 1 upon tan inverse x upon a plus c as the integral of the given function. A square plus x square in denominator. Now this was one group where you are given quadratic polynomial in denominator without square root. You may be given some function in rational form where quadratic polynomial is available but with square root. In those cases, how to solve? Again, we will see the formula. There are again 3 patterns. We will find a derivation, then we will apply intuition. Let's start. That is the 4th in this series. If I take, first of all, we will think of 1 upon under root a square minus x square. Under root a square minus x square. Here also we will use the inverse trigonometric substitution. There is a reason because this is given with a square root. The best is this trigonometric substitution. If I use that, this is the best to eliminate this square root. So this pattern, as whenever it is a square minus x square, then by the properties we know x will be substituted by a sin theta or a cos theta or a cos theta. We consider x equal to a sin theta in this condition, substitution method, and differentiating now. We get dx equal to a cos theta d theta. Now what is the effect on the given integral? We get 1 upon under root a square minus a square sin square theta into a cos theta d theta. I can be written as 1 upon a square common, but the square root is given, that's why we will have only a common and left with 1 minus sin square theta a cos theta d theta. So this a and a cancelled out. Also, we know cos theta is equal to under root 1 minus sin square theta. So these two cancelled out. We are left with only integration of 1, which is again theta plus c. And the value of theta will be obtained from that relation of substitution we have obtained. This is theta equal to sin inverse x upon a. Substituting this value, we get sin inverse x upon a plus c as the integral of the given function. I hope this much is understood. We will see two more patterns on the same basis. Next. Next pattern, again we are having a rational expression with same quadratic polynomial in denominator but with root. Previously we have seen a square minus x square under root, and now it is x square minus a square, and obviously we need to apply here the trigonometric substitution, which is x equal to, we need to consider a sec theta. Either we take, in this pattern we take a sec theta or a cosec theta. Differentiating, we get dx is equal to a sec theta tan theta d theta. Now, writing the integral as it is, we can say 1 upon root a square sec square theta minus a square into a sec theta tan theta d theta in place of dx. Now solving, we have integration 1 upon obviously a square with root common. So we have a under root sec square theta minus 1 a sec theta tan theta d theta. Now by the Pythagorean identity, we know that under root sec square theta minus 1 and tan theta are equal, cancelled out, and a to a cancelled out. So finally we are left with integral as integration of sec theta d theta. Now sec theta, which we have seen in previous modules, so here we will use this as identity, and directly we will write it is log of mod sec theta plus tan theta plus c. This cannot be considered to be the final form. Reason, because we were given the function in terms of x, then obviously we need to find the value of sec theta and tan theta as x. Sec theta, okay, we see it is x upon a. Tan theta also we need to obtain. From here we can say that sec theta, this is x upon a. To find the value of tan theta, we can use either Pythagoras theorem concept, or we can use directly the relation between sec square theta and tan square theta, whichever is suitable. If I take the identity tan square theta, as we know this is equal to sec square theta minus 1, so tan square theta will be written as x square upon a square minus 1. From here I put the value and find tan square theta as x square minus a square upon a square, and value of tan theta obviously is under root x square minus a square upon a square, which finally can be written as under root x square minus a square upon a. Now putting these values in I, integral we have I equal to log of x upon a plus under root x square minus a square upon a plus c. Taking LCM here, we find I is equal to log mod x plus root x square minus a square upon a plus c. Further, if I apply the properties of log, this can be split up in two parts as log of x plus root x square minus a square minus log of a plus c. As this is constant, so these two, their sum will be written as log of x minus root x square minus a square plus c1. So this way, it is the formula for such a pattern of function 1 upon under root a square, it's x square minus a square. Now, comparison. Here, whatever function we are given, you can see it is repeating. Only thing, it's a log and x plus, it is added to x in the formula. So this way we can understand the difference and compare with other patterns. Now next pattern we are going to see. The last pattern of this group, we find all are similar things. Only thing is a square plus x square. Now here, as I said, whenever we are having this square root, so obviously for derivation we need to use a trigonometric substitution. And this pattern, whenever we are having addition of the constant and x square, we need to substitute x by a tan theta or a cot theta. Differentiating, we get dx as a sec square theta d theta. Now these values, if I substitute in the given integral, I find 1 upon root a square plus a square tan square theta into dx replaced by a sec square theta d theta. Solving. I see in all the three patterns of square root, you will find a square common with root every time we are having a only. Okay, root 1 plus tan square theta under root into a sec square theta d theta. Now we see that this is the value of sec theta. Under root 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec theta by the identity, Pythagorean identity. So this cancels the power here and a to a cancelled out. So we are left with sec theta d theta. And just like the previous case, the result is coming out to be log sec theta plus tan theta plus c. You need to find the value. Now this time we have taken x equal to a tan theta. So obviously tan theta is equal to x upon a. Similar to the previous case, we can find using Pythagorean identity the value of sec theta also. We know sec square theta, this is equal to 1 plus tan square theta. Utilizing the values taken, 1 plus x square upon a square. Sec square theta we obtain as a square plus x square upon a square, and finally sec theta, this is equal to under root a square plus x square upon a. Now substituting the values in integral, we have I as log under root a square plus x square upon a plus x upon a plus c1 constant. I can be written as log of x plus root a square plus x square upon a plus c1. Furthermore, this is log of x plus under root a square plus x square minus log of a plus c1. Combining these two constants, we have the final form of the identity as x plus under root x square plus a square plus c. Now you can observe This also becomes like the previous case. We are having the integral in form of log. First term is of x plus added by the same pattern. Okay, under root x square plus a square. So these are the 6 main identities in this specific integral section. We will see a few questions on these identities. After that, the main application I will explain. Here, I begin with simple category of questions where we can directly apply the identities just by comparison. Like, first one I have taken 1 upon 4 minus x square dx. As I suggested, always the constant will not be given as square number, but this time 4 I have taken. This first of all will be written in standard form as 2 square minus x square dx. If I compare, I see x square is second term, this is a square and without square root. So all three first identities are without square root. So compare with a square minus x square, I find the value of a is 2 here, x is as it is. So formula of a square minus x square we can apply. This will be 1 upon 2a. So we will write 1 upon 2 into 2. The value of a I have taken. Log of a plus x, it's written a plus x, so it is 2 plus x upon a minus x, so 2 minus x plus c. So finally we get 1 by 4 log of 2 plus x, 2 minus x plus c. And you can mention this formula, this identity you can mention over there along with the question. Next, second example. We are given x square plus 7, but here you see the constant is not a perfect square. So what we can do? We write 1 upon x square plus root 7 square dx. Yes, whatever is not a perfect square, any number has been taken is not a perfect square, so we can put like that. Okay, now this becomes a standard form, and again if I compare, this can be compared to a square plus x square without root. 1 upon a square plus x square, the third identity. Okay, so if we apply, the value of a is root 7. Don't forget which is I equal to 1 upon a. So 1 upon a means 1 upon root 7. Tan inverse x upon a. So x upon root 7 plus c. That's all. Very simple application of these identities. But suppose we are given questions bit different from these ones. Like I consider here only example number 3 as somewhat like integration 1 upon 3x square minus 1 dx. Now you can see this is a quadratic polynomial in the denominator. Rational expression is given. Here what is different in this function? Here I have taken coefficient of x square as 3. It's my advice, whenever you want to apply one of these identities, you just convert this coefficient as 1. And the best way is to take common factor. Take this as common factor, right outside is constant. Now, I am explaining. Here this 3 will be common, so we will write 1 by 3 out. 1 upon, first term becomes only x square. Again I repeat, we need only x square the best way. Rest depends on choice. Otherwise, this is I consider to be the best way. Okay, directly also you can do, no problem. X square remains along with coefficient 1. Now what is the changing constant? So whatever you have taken common from here, it was a multiple. So this comes in denominator as 1 by 3 dx. To apply the identity, what we need? We need to write it square. 1 by 3 can be written as this 1 by 3 constant. 1 upon x square minus this is 1 by root 3 whole square. This can be compared to x square minus a square. First one, x square minus a square. If I compare, identity says that integral is 1 upon 3 as it is. Inside you can put the result. 1 upon 2a means 1 upon 2 into 1 by root 3. Then log of x minus a means x minus 1 by root 3 upon x plus a 1 by root 3 whole plus c. Only thing we need to simplify, we get it like 1 by 3 into root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2. This becomes log. By taking LCM, if we solve, we get root 3x minus 1 upon root 3x plus 1 plus c. This cancellation results in root 3 here. We get I as 1 by 2 root 3 log of root 3x minus 1 upon root 3x plus 1 plus c. I hope you get the method. Still, maybe that few students will not accept that always how to take this common. I will explain this without taking common factor. This using second method I will explain the same equation. Let's see. Now, using second method for this equation, let's check which one is better. As it is given, I equal to 1 upon 3x square minus 1 dx. We need to convert both of the terms as perfect square or whole square terms. So this can be written as root 3x whole square minus 1 square dx. Completed. But before we compare, we need, this constant is okay, but we need here a variable. We are only variable. Nothing is a coefficient as I said. If I want to compare in all the forms, you can see x square is given alone without any coefficient. Only one is the coefficient we can say. Now, to convert in that form, we use substitution method. Let root 3x dt differentiating root 3 dx is dt. And yes, this I can be written as 1 by root 3, 1 upon t square minus 1 square dt. Now directly the same identity can be applied and we find I as 1 by root 3, it is 1 upon 2a. So the value of a in this pattern now. Be careful. In this pattern the value of a is 1. So 1 upon 2a means 2 into 1 log of x minus a means t minus 1 upon x plus a t plus 1 plus c. Solving, I find this is 1 by 2 root 3 replacing t by the value taking root 3x. So we can write root 3x minus 1 root 3x plus 1 plus c. You can say both of the answers are same, no change. Whichever method you want, either substitution or this taking common factor, you can apply. But be careful, we need to write only variable term here before we apply the identities. So these were the equation, very simple equation, 2-3 equation we have seen, where directly we can apply the identities. Now what are those patterns which we have to manipulate? Function will be given, because every time I am saying quadratic polynomial is required in denominator with root or without root. There are cases where you may be given a quadratic polynomial not with two terms. In standard form you may be given that quadratic polynomial. Now how to sort it out, how to use these identities over there, I will explain the next pattern based on these identities. Let's check. Now you can see I have taken a different pattern of the function. The condition is a bit similar. I say the rational expression is there in denominator, quadratic polynomial with root or without root. But this time we are having this quadratic polynomial in standard form, not two-term expression like that. So that was the direct application. We have seen examples also. This pattern, how to solve this, I will explain using an example. Let's try. if I take one example to integrate 1 upon 5x square minus 2x plus 1 dx. Condition should not be forgot. Very important word. It's rational form where a denominator only function is available with quadratic polynomial. Here we have to use completing the square method. Now with question only I will explain step by step. The very first step, always as I say, coefficient of x square should be taken as common factor. So if I write, this will become I equal to 1 upon 5 integration of 1 upon x square as it is. The rest of the terms, this will come in denominator by rules. It was a multiplication here, the rest of the terms in denominator, like 2 upon 5 x plus 1 upon 5 dx. Those who know completing the square method can do very well. Otherwise, I suggest only these two terms, one is of x square, other is of x. They are used in completing the square. We will complete the square of these only. Why? Because you see, here we are having two terms, one is of variable, other is of constant. The same thing I am doing. Constant aside, these two terms we will complete as a square. What we can do? Next step, when you are done with taking common factor, coefficient of x square, see the coefficient of x now. It is 2 by 5. So in this margin work only, 2 by 5 divided by 2, if I do this is 2 by 5 into 2, we get 1 by 5. So whatever we have worked in here, always coefficient of x should be divided by 2. So whatever result you obtain, its square will be added and subtracted. I repeat, whatever divided by 2, the coefficient of x we get, its square will be added and subtracted to this expression. Now this is the coincidence, we are getting 1 by 5 here. Every time this will not be similar. Yeah. By the way, we will write here 1 by 5, 1 upon x square minus 2 by 5x plus 1 upon 5 whole square will be clubbed with these two. Okay. And rest minus will be written after this constant, minus 1 upon 5 whole square. You can see I have added the same square and subtracted also. So plus means addition of that square, always addition will be clubbed with these two terms and subtraction will be done later after the constant. Now if I take these three, it becomes like a square minus 2ab plus b square. So you directly can write 1 upon 5 as x, this is as minus 2ab, so a minus b means x minus 1 upon 5 whole square, and there solving, this is 1 upon 5, 1 upon 5, this is 1 upon 25, this can be solved in rubber also, we are in 1 upon 5, 1 upon, now x minus 1 by 5 square 4 by 25. We are getting here plus 4 by 25 dx. At this stage, I suggest you, as in the bracket is a linear polynomial, so if you are perfect, then you directly apply the identity, or otherwise we will use substitution. We will use substitution here. What time? We will consider this linear polynomial as t. Differentiating one effect, dx becomes dt. So I can be written as 1 upon 5 integration 1 upon t square plus that 4 by 25 can be written as whole square 2 by 5 whole square dt. This can be compared to identity number 3 over there. So directly we will get I as 1 by 5 into 1 upon a means the value of a is 2 by 5 into tan inverse x upon a, so t upon 2 by 5 plus c. Solving, this 5 and 5 cancelled out, we are left with half. Tan inverse 5t by 2 plus c, and the value of t, it was x minus 1 by 5. Yes, we will substitute. We get I as 1 by 2. Tan inverse 5 x minus 1 upon 5 by 2 plus c. Now if we simplify, we will find I finally as 1 by 2 tan inverse 5x minus 1 upon 2 plus c. So this way, whenever we are given such a polynomials in full standard form, we need to apply such method, completing the square method. Now one example we will take from square root, that pattern, second one. Let's see. Here we have taken randomly one equation, but quadratic polynomial denominator is given with square root. Same pattern we will apply. The first step to complete the square, we need to take the coefficient of x square as common factor. If I take 3 as common factor with root, it will come out as 1 by root 3. Inside the root we are left with x square plus 7 upon 3 x minus 2 upon 3 dx. Right after this, we will divide the coefficient of x by 2, which will give us 7 upon 6. So 7 upon 6 square will be added and subtracted in the expression x square plus 7 by 3 x plus 7 upon 6 whole square added, and in constant we subtract the same 7 by 6 whole square. As soon as we write this expression, we are done with the completion of square here with 3 terms. This can be written as 1 by root 3, 1 upon, it becomes, this is plus 2ab, so this is a plus b we will apply, means x plus 7 upon 6 whole square. Rest we get minus 2 by 3 minus 49 by 36 dx. Now those two constants will be solved by taking LCM. Now we can say this 12 3s are 36 and 12 to 24. Sum of 49 and 24 we do. We get I as 1 by root 3, 1 upon under root x plus 7 upon 6 whole square minus, it is 73 upon 36 here, and only thing which is left, now we will use substitution. No change you can see. Repeatedly I am taking the same step like previous question. We write here let x plus 7 upon 6 be t, differentiating dx is dt. Why every time we are getting dx equal to dt? Reason, I have taken the coefficient of x square common in first step only, one thing. So at last this converts in linear polynomial where coefficient of x is 1. So that's why every time you will get dx equal to dt. Okay. We get I is equal to 1 by root 3 integration of 1 upon root t square minus this again is to be written as whole square. So we will write root 73 upon 6 whole square dx, converted in standard form, under root x square minus a square, under root x square minus a square. We can see this is the fourth one. Okay, so what to do? Don't forget value of a is root 73 by 6. So it is 1 by root 3, and directly we will write log x. So x means we have to write t here, plus under root same function will come here, t square minus square of this, so we can now write 73 upon 36 mod plus t. The only thing which we need to do is to put the value of t. Now we can say I is 1 by root 3 log mod, the value of t we have taken as x plus 7 upon 6 plus now this under root t square minus 73 upon 36. This all we obtained from expression x square plus 7 by 3x minus 2 by 3. Okay, so we can directly substitute by the same, because when we will expand the value of t, we will get the same root x square plus 7 upon 3 x minus 2 by 3 plus c. Or otherwise, if you are not comfortable with directly putting the value, you can substitute t by x plus 7 by 6. Solving, you will get the same. Okay. Now, this way we get the answer wherever it is given with this query. Okay. This is one part. This is first application of these group of identities. There is one more application of the same which will be introduced next. Now, this is the next application of these identities, and very important one. Here, what is different in this pattern and the previous one? In previous pattern, these numerators were given as constant or 1. Whenever numerators are constant or 1, we will apply the previous pattern, but this time I have taken in each case px plus q, which shows a linear polynomial. Means you are given a linear polynomial divided by a quadratic polynomial, then this pattern will be applied. How to do that? How to initiate? We express this linear polynomial in the numerator in terms of this quadratic polynomial in denominator. How? We consider the linear polynomial 2x minus 1 equal to a into d by dx of denominator 4x square plus x plus 1 plus b. Here I have taken two terms. Why? As we know that when we differentiate a quadratic polynomial, this degree becomes 1. This will be reduced to a linear polynomial, and in standard form a linear polynomial has two terms. One will be of x, other will be of a constant. So this way I have taken two terms. A, actually we don't know what these coefficients are, a and b. So that's what we have to obtain. Only a and b we will obtain. Let's see further. You will understand. Here 2x minus 1 a into differentiating we get 8x plus 1 plus b. Solving we get 2x minus 1 as 8ax plus a plus b. Now you can see I have written in standard form. The term of x separate from other terms. This makes the constant. This is coefficient of x. Now just to compare both sides. In these two are as identical equal. Actually, I want to split up the numerator, polynomial, linear polynomial of numerator. That's why I have taken this whole equal to 2x minus 1. Now, by comparison, 2 becomes equal to 8a. This minus 1 is equal to a plus b. So the required value of a will be 1 by 4, and since a plus b becomes minus 1 by comparison, putting a is equal to 1 by 4 here, we get b as minus 3 by 4. Solving. So required values of a and b are 1 by 4 and minus 3 by 4. Using them we can split up the numerator in terms of the denominator. Therefore, from this equation should be taken as 1. Very important. From equation number 1, we can write 2x minus 1 as 1 upon 4, 8x plus 1, b as we have 1 by 4, 8x plus 1 minus 3 by 4 upon 4x square plus x plus 1 dx. Now what is the benefit of doing all these? We separated this quadratic polynomial in two terms, writing integral as 1 by 4, 8x plus 1, 4x square plus x plus 1 dx minus 3 by 4, 1 upon 4x square plus x plus 1 dx. Now there are two terms, two parts of the integral. This is first one, this is second. Now here you see this is well-planned structure. It's a differentiation we have obtained in numerator. 4x square plus x plus 1, it's a differentiation is 8x plus 1, earlier done here. We have got that in numerator. So this becomes a pattern f dash x upon fx. I repeat, it is a pattern f dash x upon fx. So obviously according to the pattern we will consider 4x square plus x plus 1 as t. We will substitute this as t and we will get 8x plus 1 dx as dt, and dt upon t will be log of t. Why am I speaking verbally? Because always when you will apply substitution method here for the pattern f dash x upon fx, always you will get this result as 1 upon 4 log of mod of this denominator. This is planned as I said. Always. So this can be written directly. Now the second part, this becomes similar to the previous patterns we have seen. Here we need to complete the square and then we have to solve. So that also, let's see what happens. First of all, 4 will be taken, or you can take I1 separately and you can solve it. Here we will take 4 common, it is 16, 1 upon x square plus 1 by 4 x plus 1 by 4 dx. Now we need to complete the square. So completing the square only is this finding the value of b is the important part I consider. I will tell you how to do directly this also. 1 by 4 divided by 2 is 1 by 8, means the value of b is 1 by 8. We get 1 by 4 log of 4x square plus x plus 1 minus 3 by 16. Now what to complete the square? We write dx upon, this is plus 2ab, so x plus 1 by 8 whole square, and as what we do? We add 1 by 8 whole square and subtract from constant. So only thing we have to do, we can write this as x plus 1 by 8 whole square, and to balance 1 by 4 minus square of 1 by 8 subtracted is 1 by 64. So this way you can do this in this shortly as this is the part of long solution. Log 4x square plus x 1 minus 3 by 16. This becomes integration of dx upon x plus 1 by 8 whole square, and remaining part the constant, this will be 16 for the, so minus 1, 15 upon 64. This is 15 upon 64, which can be written as root 15 upon 8 whole square. So directly we can write here without delay. This will be root of 15 upon 8 whole square, and now if I compare this to the identity, this is as a square plus x square. You can see identity number 3. So this will be written as 1 by 4 log of 4x square plus x plus 1 minus 3 by 16 into 1 upon 8 means 1 upon root 15 upon 8, and tan inverse x upon a means x plus 1 by 8 upon root 15 by 8 plus c. This way we complete. Only thing we need to simplify this second part. You can write I 1 by 4 log of 4x square plus x plus 1. Here 8 to 16 cancel out. We get a 3 upon 2 root 15 tan inverse. Here 8x plus 1 upon root 15 plus c. This is the final answer. It's a long solution. I am repeating these steps what directly I am doing. You should learn how to do that. Now this is a pattern whenever we are having linear polynomial in numerator. Not only in this condition, if suppose the second pattern which square root is given, the same steps we will apply. Okay. We will see one more question based on this second pattern. Now, in this whole session, this module is the last question, And again, we are taking, I think this is most interesting part. As I said that in the previous case, as it was without root, so it was very simple. That first term was log of the denominator. Let's see what happens here. First step, as I said, whatever be the coefficient of x square should be taken as common factor, but here it is 1. No need to take that step every time, as I have taken all examples on the same pattern. Here it's 1, so don't touch. What next we are going to do? 3x minus 1 will be taken as a into d by dx of x square plus 6x plus 1 plus b. This step will be as it is. There is no need to take common factor. This portion of the solution will remain as it is. The common factor we take while applying these identities. Okay, so that part again is not needed. Okay, now differentiate denominator to get a 2x plus 6 plus b. You get it? Okay, now this we will use in integral directly. I can be written as in place of numerator 3 upon 2, 2x plus 6 minus 10 upon under root x square plus 6x plus 1 dx. Now, this is I. Two parts we will write 3 by 2, 2x plus 6 upon root x square plus 6x plus 1 dx minus 10 1 upon root x square plus 6x plus 1 dx. Now this will be taken as I1, this is I2. We will solve I1 first. I1 is equal to 2x plus 6 under root x square plus 6x plus 1 dx. Let's write this first completely. 3 by 2 I1. This will be like 10 I2. Now we proceed. Here we know that numerator is differentiation of the quadratic polynomial. So that's why substitute x square plus 6x plus 1 as t. We get 2x plus 6 dx as dt. And yes, finally we get I1 as dt upon root t, which by solving by the basic pattern t raised to the power minus 1 by 2, we have 2 t raised to the power 1 by 2 plus c1, and this is 2 root x square plus 6x plus 1 plus c1. You can see this first part the result is different, okay, because of square root. Second part, it's the same, we have to apply completing the square method. I2. We can write I2 as 1 upon, if I want to complete the square here only, I need to divide the 6 by 2. It is 3. The value of b is 3, so we can write this is x plus 3 whole square under root 3 square, as I said, will be added and subtracted. Addition part we have taken in this complete square. Now subtraction from 1. So 1 minus 3 square will be minus 8 dx, which further can be written as 1 upon under root x plus 3 whole square minus, this is 2 root 2 whole square, 2 root 2 whole square dx. Only thing we need to put the identity, it is under root x square minus a square. Under root x square minus a square is the fourth identity, and that's why I2 will be written as log of x means x plus 3 plus under root, and I repeat when I was explaining basis, I was saying this all we have obtained from which polynomial, that should be written directly. So as we go back, we have obtained this from x square plus 6x plus 1. So yes, we write here x square plus 6x plus 1 plus c2. Choice is yours. If you don't want, you can do step by step. Okay, even for this part you can take substitution just like the basics I explained, or otherwise directly if you understand, you put. The only thing you need to put these values in I. We get finally I as log 1 3 by 2 value of I will be about twice root x square plus 6x plus 1, where this 2 can be cancelled out. So obviously we will get thrice of root x square plus 6x plus 1. That C1 and C2 will be adjusted as one constant C, and later on minus 10 and the value of I2. Minus 10 log x plus 3 plus root x square plus 6x plus 1 plus C. This way we solve whenever you are in the square root or quadratic polynomial in denominator. So these all patterns are important. This is the complete use of this group of identities. I hope you have understood everything. Thank you. That's all.